Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Lazer Sphere KinetiCore road cycling helmet. The Lazer Sphere has been Lazer's light mid-range helmet that was an evolution of the successful Genesis helmet. For 2026, Lazer has given the Sphere a major upgrade with a more aerodynamic design and the innovative KinetiCore technology. The Sphere is now positioned as an affordable and sleek aero road helmet that sits below the Vento and Z1 top cycling helmets. You can see packaging wise, really simple, just big cardboard box, KinetiCore branding with this little green cutout, and basic specs with a little cutout here where actually you can see the helmet. I'll open this up and we'll go over the full specs. So retail price on the helmet is $159.99. It has an aerodynamic road cycling shape. It has 16 vents, so it's still very well ventilated. And you also have the KinetiCore technology, which is the replacement for MIPS, and it's an in-house construction. They use EPS foam structures inside the helmet for rotational protection. The fit system has been changed to the advanced turn sys, which is the rear dial. And you have a universal LED compatibility both on the top and on the dial itself. As far as what comes with it, obviously you get the helmet. You get a nice Lazer branded bag, and that's great for storing the helmet or traveling. And it's also really nice they've been more eco-conscious, so you can see even the tags here instead of plastic. It is a nice just paper strap, so easy to recycle, and all the information you need on there. Inside here you also have a little bit of safety information that has some of the legal stuff inside. Now let's take a look at the weight of the helmet. It has a claimed weight of about 280, and this is for the size medium. So you can see on our scale it's 1 gram less at 279. Visually, the Lazer Sphere KinetiCore has an all-new aero road helmet compared to the more ventilated previous Lazer Sphere. The helmet still boasts 16 vents, so it still has nice ventilation, but you can see it's a much more aerodynamic design with a smoother outer shell. You have this kind of rake design with the vents in vertical lines. You have 7 or 8 of them prominently here, so 6 on the front, and then 2's on the side, and you can actually put your sunglasses through the side slots. You can see this prominent internal rib that cuts through the center of these with a nice aerodynamic profile, and then near the back side you can see a blunt trailing edge and mostly covered here with these exhaust vents coming out. On the back side it looks a lot more like the Vento, so a big blunt edge with this cutout and these additional vents that stick out of it. What's interesting is this one's also the universal LED compatible, which is these USB-C style slots that the LED would go into. So it's just a little clip. You actually have 2 of them. You have one on the dial and you have one on the back, which is interesting. Not sure if that's a mistake or they didn't mean to have the dial in here originally and they added it later. You can see with the foam, it is actually exposed on the bottom edge, and that's one indicator this is a more affordable helmet. Typically with the higher end ones, the polycarbonate outer part would wrap around and just gives it a more complete look compared to the exposed version that we have here. Lazer actually offers this helmet in 7 different colors, so quite a few colors to choose from. You have gray, orange, black with a rear red section. You have white, a blue fade, and then a white to violet fade. That's what we have here. So you can see it is a matte white. It has a subtle color shift to the violet. And what's cool about this version is you get the color matched strap. So a nice premium touch that you typically see with POC or higher end helmets. And they do that with some of the other colors too. It'll be gray instead of just being always black. So it's a really nice feature. And it's an attractive design as it's subtle. It's not a super bright fade. And then the rear section is all that one color. Branding on the helmet's pretty simple too. You can see it just Lazer on the sides. The size marking here, and then the green KinetiCore marking on the other side. The big difference with this helmet obviously though is the KinetiCore. And with KinetiCore, it's the in-house variation of a rotational protection system. So instead of MIPS, Lazer actually developed KinetiCore, and you can see it's just EPS foam. So it's advertised as a more sustainable safety system, and that's because you don't have additional parts. And the great thing about this is it's super lightweight. You don't have another liner, you don't have additional complication. It's just literally the foam cut out in these squares, and these are designed to be crushed if you're in an accident. So very strategically placed. And the great thing about this is not only do you have less parts, but you also have great ventilation because it's built into the helmet, so there's no vents being blocked. No little cutouts, so it's a very nice design. You still have your internal air channels that let air come through. So it's great to see, and KinetiCore is really in almost every single helmet that Lazer offers, so you have a lot of options. The fit system here is also a big upgrade. The previous one had a top-mounted dial. They've actually gone back to a standard turn-assist dial, so just a rear dial. But the nice thing about this is you can see nice and big, so the padding is wide here, and you have vertical adjustment just by pulling up or pushing down on this. You can see it has all that adjustment. And with it fully down, you can see a big spot for ponytail. So if you have longer hair, this is a really great option. It's a simple plastic cradle. You can see it goes all the way through the helmet and around. And they've also improved the side strap, so super lightweight, less plastic, and use recycled material. You don't have the ear adjustment, so there is no up and down here, but you can just go, or you can't even go side by side either. So you can see it's all sewn into one. So non-movable, but super lightweight. And again, the nice thing is color matched. The buckle here is very simple, just plastic. And even this is a little bit simpler. Just locks into place and has a cool little V shape to it. You don't even have a chin strap here. It's just very simple and lightweight. Now let's take a look at the helmet on the road. As you can see, it has a nice aerodynamic design. It's not overly aggressive and there's no big sharp edges, but you have plenty of ventilation. And on the rear, you have that blunt design that you see with a lot of the road aero style helmets. We like the color fade here too. It's kind of subtle, so not super in your face, but you have the color matched straps, which is a nice premium touch. We would have liked to see a color matched or at least fully finished rim instead of the black foam, but otherwise it's a really good looking helmet and priced well between the Vento Z1 and some of the lower cost options. The KinetiCore upgrade here is also really nice, so very comfortable. Great ventilation with the helmet. There's no MIPS line or anything blocking it, and still very affordable. You don't have to pay the MIPS licensing fee. So overall, it's a nice helmet that fits in the Lazer lineup, and we found the ventilation to be comfortable. So nice and warmer weather, no pressure points or anything with the rear cradle, very easy to adjust. I really prefer the rear dial compared to the original Sphere, which had a dial built into the helmet, and you had to kind of struggle to find it and then rotate it. With this one, it's very intuitive, just grab and adjust it, and you have the height adjustment. So overall, nice improvement over the original, and it's again, a good option if you want to do road cycling and you want something more aero and road, and that's not too expensive. As you can see here, we have a collection of both aero and standard helmets. We have the POC Ventral, and you can see with these aero road helmets, they all have a very similar profile. Just like the POC, you have this kind of blunt trailing edge, mostly covered in the back with the vents forward. So very similar shape with the Lazer. POC has some more cool color options, and you can see fully finished, but obviously costs a lot more. We also have the matte Trenta, and this is the carbon version. This looks more like the original Lazer Sphere, so you can see more exaggerated front vents. But this one, again, very expensive, almost double the price of Lazer, and not quite as aerodynamically shaped as the Lazer design. We also have the Sweet Protection Falcon Aero. So this one actually has these removable vents, which is a really cool feature. So you can pop these off for more ventilation. Much more covered, especially with the vents covered on here. So less ventilation than the standard Lazer design. But you can see with this one, even more covered. A very cool color scheme. So this is a horizontal fade versus the vertical fade. But what I like about the Lazer, it's more subtle. But with the Lazer, it's a lot more affordable than these other options. A lot of these higher end helmets will be around $200 to $300. And with the Lazer, it actually comes in well under $200, which is really nice to see, as they've done more in-house design with the KinetiCore, and they have a lot of cool graphic options as well. Now let's go to the pros and cons for the Lazer Sphere KinetiCore helmet. What we like about it is an attractive road aero design, so it's not overly aggressive like the Vento, but still has nice ventilation and that blunt trailing edge. We also like the lightweight KinetiCore rotational safety system. It's a minimalist design that gives you the benefits of MIPS without the additional weight or complexity. It also has unique color options with color matched straps for some of the colors that give that more premium look. As far as negatives, you do have limited adjustability with the side straps, which is one of the modifications of the helmet to make the side straps lighter. Taking everything into account would give the helmet 9.4 out of 10. It's a sleeker, more aero variation of the Sphere, and also priced very well. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclists. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.